Hello, hello, welcome or welcome back to my space. I hope you are doing well. Just a few words before we are starting. If you are not interested, go into the description box. There are timestamps, and so click there and you will get immediately into the reading, right? But listen, when I'm reading your comments, in some of them, I feel that some of you feel totally stuck. And I absolutely understand you. I was also in a situation where I was totally stuck because of spiritual warfare and narcissistic people, all those kind of things, right? I thought about making a dedicated video to that, to my story with that, and how I found myself there and how I escaped in some kind of way. But you know, it's not a tarot reading, so I don't know if anyone would be interested. It's truly more talking about my experience. So let me know if you would like to know, right? But what I want to tell you, it is that the best thing that you can do in such a situation, it is to observe the reality for what it is. So it's not about fighting the reality, it is about accepting the reality. Because the moment that you accept the reality, I will just give you a snippet for you to understand, right? I found myself in a situation where it was impossible for me to do my work in a normal matter, right? I couldn't trust anyone around me. Doesn't mean that nobody was trustworthy, but I didn't know who was and who wasn't. I was dealing with smear campaign, with stalking, gang stalking, hacking, all those kind of things. So the phone was not safe, the email were not safe, meeting new people was not safe. So I was totally stuck. My family, they just all of it, it was just a nightmare, right? And I was dealing with someone famous, so they had access to all kind of people and all kind of way of putting pressure on me. It was terrible, right? I succeeded to unstuck myself the moment that I accepted the situation. And I said to myself, okay, let's say that from now on, I will never ever be able to trust anyone around me. I will never be able to do the work as I intended to do it. I will never be able to answer phone calls, answer emails, none of that, right? How can I move on from this situation, right? It also applies, let's say, if you are in a relationship with someone and you are hoping that something will change, right? So the best thing that you can do, it is consider what happens if nothing ever changes, right? So you might not have the answer right now, but the moment that you are doing that and you accept the reality for what it is, you will find solutions. But it all starts with accepting the reality. Accept it like it is. Don't be angry about it. Don't hope that it will change. None of that. Accept it as it is. And the moment that you accept it as it is, I tell you, there is a switch that happens in the mind. I also feel that at the spiritual level, something is happening, right? Because for me, at that moment where when I grieved the life that I thought that I would have because of this situation, I accepted the reality for what it is. First of all, I started to find other solutions, and I was also inspired in ways that I wouldn't have thought about it, right? And this is how now I am here with you. It was coming from this place that I released something, accepted the reality, and started to find solutions. So YouTube was not my first solution. There were things before, but also, and I'm talking about the spiritual level, because when I had the inspiration to come here and start to do those readings, I just I never even considered the fact that I would be able to make money out of it, right? And the universe truly, once I started, after 2 months that I started to post my readings, right? My channel was open since years and years, but I didn't post anything. See, 2 months after I started to post my readings, suddenly I was monetized in 2 months, right? And then suddenly I realized that, oh, I'm not doing $5 or $10. It's like a significant amount, and it was the beginning, right? So it was just like the universe helping me in this direction. But it all starts with accepting your reality. If you are in a situation, right, the first thing to do, it is asking yourself the question: what if nothing ever changes? What if nothing ever changes, right? And it's not in order to get into a depressive state, right? It is just in order to step out of that. Stepping out of fighting against your situation, holding on to some kind of hope, because at the end of the day, you are not breathing during this time, right? So anyway, this is where I will leave it. I hope that it is helpful. If you are interested for me to make a dedicated video to my story and everything and every step that I went through, I would do it with pleasure, right? I'm just hesitating because it's not a tarot reading. It would truly be something by itself talking about my story. But let me know if you want to hear about it, right? If it's something that you would be interested in. If not, it's totally fine, right? I'm here to help you heal, mainly. So this is the intention. So this being said, let's get into a reading. Let's check what are the messages that are coming now. What is the clarity that I am supposed to bring to you? So let's see. Let me shuffle one more time like this to mix the direction of the cards, and then we will get into it. I hope you are doing well. I hope that you are feeling well, that you are drinking your water, that you are being kind with yourself, right? Thank you for everything. The likes, the subscribe, the hype, the comments, your amazing and beautiful comments, for the donations. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything. So let's see, what is our main subject of today's reading? Let's see. Ooh, the sun in reverse, something that might not be seen, someone that might be unhealed, inner child unhealed, somebody that might be very, very unhappy. Okay, we might also be talking about you not being able to see something. Let's get a little bit deeper. Obviously, I will later go into every card, right, and get more information, be more precise about everything. Those are just the theme cards. Other people, partnerships, Hangman in reverse, people being stuck, people being unable to see something. Kind of feel here that those cards are related, right? Lack of illumination, lack of understanding. Okay, let's see the driving energy. The driving energy, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Maybe people not understanding what is going on with you and why things are going well in your life. Okay, let's see what's hidden. What is hidden? Ace of Pentacles, opportunity. Some kind of new project, new inspiration, manifestation. Okay, the path, shift and the change. The Queen of Cups came out like this. I will take it in the upright position, right? The Queen of Cups. What it feels to me here, it is that we are talking about someone or a few people that don't understand what happened to you. They don't understand what happened to you. They see that you are mentally stable, emotionally stable, mature. You might have a higher level of understanding, awareness, self-awareness, wisdom. Also, you are not reacting, you are responding, right? And it kind of feels that people here are, I feel the element of shock here. With the sun in reverse, I feel people not understanding how you got from the place of where they were seeing you in the past to who you are before, right? This is what I feel that is going on here. It's very interesting. Yeah, the wheels have turned. They see that. This is the driving energy. They see that things are going well for you. I feel with this hangman in reverse, perplexity. Like, when did it happen? What happened? Right? This is what I feel here. Okay. I feel here that you invested in something that changed the game. 1 second. Let me put this here. Let's see. Let's get a little bit more information about all of this. Just a reminder, this is a collective reading, which means that it is a group reading, which means that it might be for you, it might be partly for you, and it might not be for you. So please take what resonates and leave the rest. Don't take on yourself a story that is not yours. If I'm talking about masculines or feminines, I'm not especially talking about the gender. I'm talking about the energy of the card. So please apply it however it applies. And this reading can be past, present, or future. We have here 3 major arcana. We have the sun in reverse, the hangman in reverse, and we have the wheel of fortune in the upright. What we have here also at the bottom of the deck, it is the 9 of swords. Kind of feel that people are maybe overthinking. I'm sorry, it's my coffee machine saying goodbye for the day. It will only take a second if you hear it. People being in nightmares, being overthinking, trying to understand something. Yeah, I truly feel here a lot of confusion. Yeah, this is what I feel. With the Wheel of Fortune here, it kind of feels that we might be talking about a situation that was fated. I already talked to you about that in a few readings, that very often, and I even think that I talked about it in one of the latest readings that I did last week, something like that. About the fact that very often we are crossing the path of people and we are, in fact, it's not that we are bringing them karma, but there is something there related to we leaving the connection and then they are dealing with karma. I have a whole explanation about that, why it might be. I kind of feel that very often when they see the cups energy, people being very loving, caring, emotional, they think that, oh, this is an easy prey. I can play with this person, I can use this person, I can abuse this person. They are naive, they are weak, they are stupid, right? And so they think that they can just exploit us until we start to react, and then very often they attack because then they feel very uncomfortable because they thought that we didn't see anything, that we were stupid and naive and wearing rose-colored glasses, right? And then the moment that they realize it's not the case, then they want to shut us down. They feel uncomfortable with the mirror that we are bringing to them, right? And so they are attacking us even more, right? And because we are pure, it's all backfiring, right? It's all backfiring. I kind of feel here, this is the driving energy, the Wheel of Fortune, talking about fate. So I kind of feel that this is what we might be talking about. People who have underestimated you, they didn't even consider you, they didn't look at you, they judged you in some kind of way, right? So let's see what we are getting here. The Sun in reverse, tell me. I feel here that we are truly talking about life lesson. I saw something here, yeah. Yeah, a life lesson. This is what I feel here with those cards. We are starting here with 3 major arcana. This is truly, you know, people who, they are unhealed, they don't see the truth, they are holding on to their beliefs, they might be very much all about superficiality, money, their image, their ego, not open-minded. Their brain is fossilized, right? Because they have so many beliefs that they are not even questioning. They believe in their reality. They are not questioning their reality, right? So I truly feel here that we are talking about people who don't see anything and they are stuck in their beliefs, right? And there's a change here because now they see you as an opportunity. They see something different in you, right? Tell me more here, please, about this Sun in reverse. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Again, look. The Queen of Cups. And we don't just have the Queen of Cups. This is very interesting. So we have here the Queen of Cups once again, right? This is what they didn't see. The Sun in reverse, right? And then we have the King of Fire, the King of Wands. This is exactly what I was explaining to you before. This represents your strength. This is representing your ability to move forward, being courageous, being inspired. With those 2 cards, we have a lot of intuition, right? A lot of intuition. So this is what they didn't see. They might have looked at you as a Page of Cups, right? Because it doesn't matter how much wisdom, intelligence, self-love, healing you have, very often people, when they are seeing this Cups energy, this loving energy, they see it as the Page of Cups. You are young, you are maybe naive, you are very excited, but you don't understand anything about life, right? This is what they think. They totally ignore the experience that you might have, right? Your drive, your intuition, your ability to see, your ability to move forward, to detach yourself, your leading qualities, right? We are talking here about a leader, and someone intelligent, and intelligent in the sense of being wise. You are not afraid to move forward, right? Yeah. I also feel here, right, if we are looking how the cards are presented, especially here, right, you might have seen that they were holding on here to some kind of way of living, maybe a toxic way of living. There is here the element of being greedy, so we might be talking about being in opportunistic relationships. We might also be talking about how they value people, right? And it's all based on the external, right? The same way as they did with you. It's based on the external. It's not based on truth. It's putting people in boxes with no kind of level of understanding, truly. The Sun in reverse. They don't see the truth, right? They are not coming also from a healed place. Okay, anything else here with this Sun in reverse? Tell me. Yeah. Totally misreading people, the situations, everything. We have the Queen of Swords here in reverse. You know that this is the bully, right? This is somebody cold, cynical, critical, bitter, manipulative. Yeah, putting people in boxes, being very judgmental, very critical, being very also sure of themselves, right? They don't question what they believe, right? Because they are coming from a bitter place. They want to judge people, they want to put them in boxes. Yeah, you might have been dealing with people who were saying to you kind of horrible things, right? That absolutely don't reflect you, in fact. But they were so sure of themselves. There is here something about being very, very sure of yourself, right? Even feeling maybe superior to you in some kind of way. Like they are the intelligent ones. You are stupid, right? Okay, let's see here the Hangman in reverse. Tell me the Hangman in reverse. The Moon. The Ten of Swords in reverse. And the King of Cups in reverse. Okay, first the Moon. Yeah, listen. There is here something about not seeing the truth, right? We are talking here about illusion and delusion, right? What people reflect to you, they think that this is the truth. Once again, I'm thinking about these pentacles in reverse, right? People judging others by the cover, right? The book, the cover, something like that here, right? So yeah, there is here something about not even questioning their beliefs. With the Ten of Swords here, right, we are talking about someone who had some kind of belief, right, but it is coming to an end because this belief has proven to them to be wrong. And so they got to the end of this belief and they need to let it go, right? This is what, in fact, the Ten of Swords is talking about. Here it's in reverse, and it's in reverse because they are not questioning their beliefs. As said, their brain is fossilized. Fossilized, you know, like a fossil, stuck, right? Yeah, we are talking here with this King of Cups in reverse, right? We are talking about emotional manipulation, right? So when those people are talking about emotions, in fact, it is not connected truly to their heart space. They are saying what they think that they need to say, right? Because it is just serving an image, right? This is what we are talking about here. So they might also have projected this on you, right? And you being very authentic, they might have judged you as very stupid because you were not trying to emotionally manipulate other people. You were not trying to preserve or create some kind of image, right? And this is where they might have been very mistaken about you because they were projecting on you what they are doing, the way that they are operating. Anything else here about this Hangman in reverse? The Four of Cups in reverse. Yeah, you're not being defensive. This is the thing, right? You're not being defensive. You are operating from your heart space here, right? We have twice the Queen of Cups, and you might be a masculine, right? I said it, I repeated. You don't have to attach yourself to the genders of the cards, right? We're talking about energy here, right? Here we are talking about someone who is totally closed off emotionally. So even when somebody is bringing them real love, true love, they are not receiving it, right? Because they are totally closed off. There is here something about rejection of the heart space, right? Yeah, you are not. You are not. You are not trying to emotionally manipulate people. You are not pretending to be somebody that you are not. You are not using words or other people's emotions in order to get somewhere, right? You are just operating from authenticity, from being yourself, being real. Tell me here, the Four of Cups in reverse, something else? Yeah, this is the confusion. This is the confusion that they were into, right? They were confused. They misinterpreted everything that you are and everything that you said and everything that you did, because they were searching for intention behind, but in fact there was no intention. They are operating with intention. This is why they thought that this is what you were doing too, when you were not operating from this place at all. I guess that you were trying to create authentic connections. When you are trying to create authentic connections in your life, then you don't play those games, right? It's not something, you are not operating from there. It's a totally different vibration, in fact, right? Let's see here, the Wheel of Fortune. Tell me the Wheel of Fortune. The driving energy, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, we have the Star card. It's so strong, right? Because we have here a major arcana and not just a major arcana, right? It's the Wheel of Fortune. We are talking about card number 10. When we are talking about card number 10, we are talking the 10, it's a 1, right? 1 and 0, it's a 1. So it's a new cycle. But the 0 doesn't represent nothing. It represents experience, right? This is this is starting the second part of the major arcana, right? The first part, card 1 to 0, sorry, card 0 to 9, right? And then the second part, can we say yeah, maybe the more experienced part. I don't know if it's the precise word, but yeah, somehow we can say it this way. Starts with the Wheel of Fortune, right? And we have here two other major arcana. We have here the Star card, and we have the Death card in reverse. Okay, let me take one more here. Very strong. The Nine of Cups in reverse. It's beautiful. Okay, listen. So everything's changing, right? Because with the Star card, we are talking about following your own direction, your shining star. You are heading towards, or you are directing your energies towards your wish fulfillment, which is an expression of your soul. We are talking here about healing. We are talking about the collective also, right? When we are talking here about the star is living their life inspired by the whole universe. So this truly represents the energy of the elevated collective, right? Not the collective, and not to say that before you were not thinking about everybody, right? You obviously you were, but there is here something about a balance. This is why I'm saying the elevated. It's not the elevated, it's the experienced collective, right? This is after going through dealing with the devil, going through a tower, right? The tower has passed. The whatever needed to be brought down was brought down, right? And now it's a kind of rebirth in total alignment with yourself. It is building your life guided by your soul. It is stability, right? Stable grounds. The stable grounds here, we see that this person is pouring the water in the water itself, representing emotions, and at the same time, on earth, it is nourishing the earth. The earth, we are talking here about stability. We are talking about the 3D, right? Yes, and then we have here the death in reverse. For me, this is talking about a total ending, right? With no transformation. You are not adapting yourself anymore the way that you did before, right? You are not doing that anymore. You are ending whatever needs to be ended here. And what needed to be ended, it is connections with people who are operating from an unaligned sense of self. With the Nine of Cups, for me, very often it relates to some kind of arrogance, entitlement, people thinking that they know better, but it is kind of, a complex of superiority that in fact reveals a complex of inferiority, right? So they are very stuck, they are controlling, they present themselves as being very secure, and they know exactly this and they know exactly that, and they have the whole show, right? But they need the show because there is nothing behind, right? It's like being in a relationship with someone controlling. They are trying to control others because in fact they cannot control themselves, right? So this is what we are talking about, and it truly feels here that what you have said no to, right? It is this. It is dealing with people who are stuck in their beliefs and that are, in fact, too arrogant to even question themselves, right? You put a total ending to that. The Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. The Sun in reverse. It feels here that you have maybe taken distance with people. I kind of feel that there is something here about you distancing yourself from people who don't want to see you for who you are, right? And I don't feel that especially you might have a problem with people don't seeing you for who you are, even though it might be disturbing, right? But it's more, I kind of feel here, because we have the Nine of Cups, that they don't see you, but they are trying to convince you that they know better regarding you, regarding your life, regarding all those kind of things. I also feel here, I was attracted to the Wheel of Fortune and here, this Star card, that it clearly appears now to people that were judging you, that thought that they were better than you, that thought that they knew best, right? What is happening here, it is that they are being stopped, right? They are in the darkness, no understanding, while it feels kind of obvious that you are guided here. So guided by your higher self, guided by the highest, by source, by your guides, your ancestors, your angels, whoever you relate to, right? It doesn't matter. But you are on the right path. There is a lot of stability here. There is stability connected to emotions. This is the strongest place that you can be. Most of those people here, right? They shut down their feelings. We have the King of Cups here. They shut down their feelings, and this is why they believe that they are strong. And you that are in touch with your feelings and emotions, they think that you are weak, while in fact, you cannot be connected to your intuition if you are not connected to your heart space. You cannot create the life designed by your soul, which in fact it is your soul mission, right? It is what will ultimately truly make you deeply, deeply happy, because it is truly what you are meant to do. You cannot do it if you are operating the way that they are operating and they are cutting themselves of their emotions. It's all about presenting an image. All those things don't go together with being in this energy of the star, right? Okay. Let's see here what we are getting for the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like shuffling. It's interesting because I'm very much attracted here, right? I see the Ace of Pentacles here in the middle. I kind of feel that there is here some kind of what is hidden. It's in fact that you are an opportunity for change. So either they are open to it, right? They are open to see, they are open to observe things from a different perspective, and then the wheel would have been turning in the right direction with you, or they are not, right? They are arrogant in their beliefs, right? They don't want to listen, they don't want to know, they think that they know better, right? When in fact they don't know anything, they don't see the reality for what it is. They are operating from the unhealed child wound, right? Tell me here the Ace of Pentacles. Tell me the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. Look. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. First of all, the Eight of Cups in reverse. This person here, right? You see, they are leaving behind their ancient life. Let's say it this way, right? They had a life, they leave it behind to go towards their individuality. The star. This is, I'm going on an inner voyage, an inner journey, right? In order to totally embody myself, in order to be able to live through the star energy, right? They refuse to do it. They refuse to do it. Look what we have here, the Justice card. You were here in order to allow them some kind of growth. You were fair towards them. You gave them an opportunity. You might have given them more than one opportunity. We have the swords here in the upright, bringing clarity, right? So they could have rolled with you, or they could have resisted, right? And kind of feel here that they refuse to see the light. They refuse to see the light. We know it. We have the sun in reverse here. We have the sun in reverse here. They refuse to see the light. They were holding on to their beliefs, to their system of value. What is valuable and what is not. They were holding on to that, right? They didn't want to release it. Yeah, you were here. This, once again, for me, it is going back to what I said about this Wheel of Fortune, right? And this thing of you being, in fact, some kind of karma in people's life, positive or negative, right? The word karma is neutral. It can be positive or negative. It all depends. It all depends on you, right? They might have been inspired by you, by the way you live, by your individuality, right? By who you are, what you represent, but it kind of feels here that instead of being inspired, they judged. So you were here, a helping hand, an opportunity for them, but instead of seeing it as an opportunity, they were rigid, they were stuck. And so they might have even been judging you very harshly, right? Anything else here about this Ace of Pentacles? No? Okay. The Queen of Cups. Tell me the Queen of Cups. Very interesting, right? Yeah, listen, they didn't want to listen. They didn't want to listen. They didn't want to stop. They didn't want to heal. They didn't want to do it. They didn't want to do it. They were just, I kind of feel, running all the time. Fear of missing out, running all the time, being active all the time, right? Might be people that are always complaining that they are exhausted, but they are not doing anything in order to rest. Kind of feel that they are afraid of facing themselves, right? This is being restless. Yeah, but there is here some kind of cutting truth here, right? And the cutting truth, it is the Hangman in reverse. I feel that because the Queen of Cups here is in the place of the path shift, right? So now I kind of feel that they see something. And what they see, it is that they were stuck in their beliefs. They were stuck in their judgment. I feel here truly the element of shock, like what happened, right? I kind of feel more, to be honest, that they are, maybe some of them at least, wanting to think that you changed, you hid who you were, you did this or you did that, right? Because I kind of feel that some of them might be too arrogant to accept, to look at themselves, right? And understand that they are putting people in boxes, that their system of value is totally fucked up, right? Yeah, but there is here some kind of truth. There is here especially curiosity, right? Looking, observing. What's going on here? I'm curious. I want to understand, but I feel that the understanding here, it is not about looking at themselves. It is still about looking at you. So maybe they are looking at you and they are trying to learn from you, right? Maybe copying you, right? Might be this element, copying you. But I don't feel here, especially that we have once again this Hangman coming right after here, the restless energy and the curiosity, they are looking at you. They are not looking at themselves, right? While, in fact, they should, right? They should. Yeah. Anything else here for this Queen of Cups? Yeah. The Lovers in reverse. Their own choices, their own judgments, them operating from a very unaligned place, a defensive place. Look, we have here the Earth Angel, right? This is being connected to the highest, your higher self, however, whatever, right? However you call it. Reverse, right? So yeah, I don't feel that right now they are observing themselves, right? This is not what I feel. I feel that they are looking at you and they might be very confused, right? Very confused. I don't even feel that they see this, right? What they see, it is that you are in a good place. But I don't think that whoever we are talking about here, they understand that you were an opportunity. You were an opportunity for them to grow, to cleanse their records, right, of the past, to truly create the change that would lead them to plenitude. How do we say that? I don't think that there's a word in English saying plenitude. Fulfillment, right? Real fulfillment. The one that comes with the star energy, right? The real fulfillment. It's not about appearances. It's not about other people. It's not about, although it's not about having more money or a bigger car or the latest, I don't know what, right? It's not about that. This is like you are always running after something, right? True happiness comes from inside. Okay, let's go to closure here. Why did it come up? Tell me. Closure. The closure is here, right? I feel that there is some kind of lesson here. Not for you. I don't feel that for you there's a lesson. I kind of feel that you have learned your lessons, right? The Wheel of Fortune is here. You have learned your lesson. You have a better understanding, I feel, who I'm talking to, about your own unhealed parts that you needed to heal, maybe because you were embodying or acting from places that were unhealed, like, you know, the caretaker, the people pleaser, being empathetic to everyone, being understanding to everyone, all those kind of things, right? We have here the Ace of Cups, and we have the Four of Wands in reverse, right? No more celebration, deep instability, right? So here we might be talking about an apology, right? We might also be talking about people reconnecting to their heart space. There is here some kind of understanding regarding you and maybe how they misjudged you because of your cups energy, right? And maybe realizing that in fact people were always putting your heart in a very agitated state, and it was all coming from their own lack of stability, right? I want to go a little bit deeper here into this Ace of Cups, get a little bit more information here, because this can say many things. I'm very much here attracted to the white birds and the difference of energy here, because there is here something about being peaceful when I'm looking at this bird, right? You being peaceful, they judging your heart space, right? And how you are connected to your heart space as being weakness and all those kind of things. And there is here the true split of energy, right? With this Wheel of Fortune in the middle. Like, you are peaceful when they are unstable, right? Let me get a little bit more information here about this Ace of Cups. Tell me here, the Ace of Cups. Anything else that I should talk about? The Five of Swords. The King of... Yeah, it's such terrible energy, right? Because, yeah, this is them trying to be in control all the time, right? Trying to dominate situation, being very much ego-driven, trying to control their feelings when in fact they cannot control their feelings. Because when we are with the ones here, we are talking about fire. So fire, it can be passion, it can be drive, but it can also be anger, resentment, bitterness, all those kind of things. The card is in reverse. So we are talking about those negative energies that are related to the fire here, right? This is a tyrant, right? This is somebody impulsive, unstable, selfish, intolerant, ruthless, domineering, right? Wanting to control others because they cannot control themselves. Exactly what I said before. The Five of Swords, they wanted to win at all cost, right? They wanted to convince themselves that numbing themselves was the right thing to do, right? Because my feelings are hurting me, I want to disconnect from my feelings. So I will numb my feelings so I won't be angry, sad, all those kind of things anymore. I won't be deceived anymore, right? It's like a protection, right? But all it led to, it is, in fact, because this is what's going on here, right? The King of Wands, they don't know how to control their feelings and their emotions. And this is why they are trying to control everything around them. Because they are overflown with emotions all the time, right? Yeah, wanting to win at all cost, manipulation, the Five of Swords. Nobody is your friend. Nobody is your friend. You are trying to win at all cost because you are in this mentality where it's a battle. Life is a battlefield, right? And not saying that it's not, right? It can be, especially kind of feel that I'm talking to the collective who was dealing with that, right? All the time, with people that were just bringing battlefields into your life. Anything else here about this Ace of Cups? The Six of Wands in reverse. They understand that they lost. They lost. This is why their attention is on you, right? Yeah. Yeah. Let's see, anything else here? Yeah, you are sleeping very well. You are sleeping very well. You are peaceful. Right? Yeah, while you know, you might have put strong boundaries, right? Because they might be all in your business. All in your business. And you are just minding your own business. They want to know what you are hiding. Right? How can you be so peaceful? How can you be so peaceful? How can you be so balanced? Once again, the Six of Wands in reverse. They are always coming from this place of this is the energy, right? They always come from this negative place, fighting to be the winner, right? This is the energy. This is the energy, right? Yeah, it doesn't come from a right place. This is why they are blocked, right? This is why they are blocked. They are running after something that will never make them happy. They were judging you because you were not doing what they were doing, because you were operating differently. And at the end of the day, what are they seeing? That they are unhappy. They are unstable, right? So, listen, I will leave it here. I hope that it was helpful, that it was insightful, maybe even healing. If not, at least entertaining, right? Let me know if you want to know about the video that wouldn't be tarot reading, right? What I spoke to you in the beginning about. If you'd be interested in that, if it's something that would help you in some kind of way, right? Sending you a lot of love, a lot of good vibes. Have a beautiful day. I'll see you in the comments. Until very, very soon. Bye.